Hi guys, and welcome back to another speed paint. If you're new, my name is Clara and today I'm painting Bloody Mary for Halloween. And before we get started, I did just want to mention that this is Bloody Mary, so it will depict blood later on in the painting, and if that bothers you, I just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm really excited to talk about the legend of Bloody Mary, but first I wanted to mention some things about the painting. I did the initial sketches in my sketchbook, just a regular sketchbook with regular sketching paper, and then I transferred my favorite sketch onto tracing paper, and then I drew half of the mirror behind her, or on her right side, and then I used my light box to trace it onto my watercolor paper. And if you don't have a light box, you can just use a window. It's pretty simple. And I put a lot of effort into trying to draw each side of the mirror symmetrically, and I didn't have to. If you flip the paper over, the tracing paper over, underneath your watercolor paper, you can just trace the exact same thing on the other side. It took me a minute to figure it out, so I thought that was kind of an easy trick. I personally have never tried summoning Bloody Mary. As a child, I was afraid of my own shadow, and I still kind of am. I'm still afraid of a lot of things, and mirrors are one of them. I don't know why, especially if it's dark. I can't look at them. They freak me out, so I never went into a dark bathroom and tried to summon anything. I think I wouldn't be able to do that. But if you have ever tried summoning Bloody Mary, I would love to know about it. As far as I can tell, the Bloody Mary story, or the legend, originated way back when young girls would look into hand mirrors in candlelight while chanting something. A lot of the times on All Hallows Eve, hoping that they would see the face of their future husband in the mirror. And if you saw a screaming or bloody face, it meant that there was a tragedy on the horizon. Maybe you would never meet your husband, or maybe he would die or you would die before you had the chance to marry, which is kind of sad, but I think that's where the legend originated from, and then that bloody face just turned into Bloody Mary. But originally it was to see your future husband if you were a young girl. And of course, mirrors have always had a history of being kind of creepy. Before funeral homes existed, deceased loved ones would be in your home. If you lost a family member, you would keep them in the home for several days before the funeral, and all of the windows had to be open for the spirit to get out, and all of the mirrors had to be covered so the spirit wouldn't get confused and get trapped inside of it. So it's not really a new thing. It's a very old superstition for things to get stuck in mirrors, especially spirits, and I think that that's really creepy. And I feel like a lot of people also get creeped out by mirrors. I just went on a vacation to St. Augustine, and which is historically a very spooky place, a very haunted place, the oldest city in America. And it was really fun, but the place we stayed, I had my own bedroom, and there was a big mirror right beside the bed, and that really freaked me out. I'm not really afraid of, hearing creepy things, but mirrors really freak me out, especially if they're near beds, because I don't want to sit up and see anything in the middle of the night. There are a few theories as to who the original Bloody Mary was. The first one being Mary Tudor, the first daughter of Henry VIII. She's most known for, or she got the nickname Bloody Mary because she put over 300 Protestants to death trying to make England more Catholic, and I don't think it worked. The second person that it could have been based off of was Elizabeth Bathory, who's history is so dark that I don't even really want to go into it too much, but she was essentially like the first legit vampire, like actual dark stuff going on. She was convicted of murdering hundreds of young girls to bathe in their blood, hoping that it would keep her young, and that definitely didn't work. She kidnapped so many poor young girls, and the only reason she got caught was because she started kidnapping nobles' daughters, the daughters of nobles, and that's so sad. It's really sad. But she did end up dying in prison for that. And the last theory was Mary Worth, a woman executed during the Salem witch trials. And there are lots of stories about her witchcraft and Satanism and stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of the women who died during the Salem witch trials weren't witches. It was just a case of mass hysteria, and if you breathed wrong, you could be accused of witchcraft and worshiping Satan, so I don't know if that has much fact to it. It's just a lot of word of mouth, but there are a lot of scary stories, and the property she was killed on is still reported to be haunted, which I completely understand that. I totally believe that. I'd be mad too. As for whether or not I believe in the legend of Bloody Mary, I think probably not. I love learning about hallucinations and visual optical illusions and stuff like that, and there is a strange phenomena that happens when you stare at yourself in a dimly lit mirror. You do start seeing strange faces. It's not Bloody Mary, it's your brain. It's really cool. If you go into your bathroom with a candle or a very dim light, I think candles work best because they flicker and it's really creepy. But if you stare at yourself in a mirror, you'll start seeing weird things, either deformations on your own face, or strange other faces that you don't recognize, or frightening faces. Some people see the faces of deceased loved ones. A lot of people see animals. It's really a matter of what you expect to see. And I think that if you go into a dark bathroom and you chant Bloody Mary 13 times in the candlelight and you expect a scary, screaming, bloody witch face to jump out at you, I think that's what you're gonna see. And mostly I think that it's just people scaring themselves, which is also, it's a fun thing to do with your friends if you have nothing else going on, especially on Halloween or spooky times like this. It's just a fun thing, and it's worth a shot. It's not gonna hurt anybody. I don't think that Bloody Mary's actually gonna come out of the mirror. At least I've never heard any instances where somebody got hurt trying to summon Bloody Mary. I think it's pretty harmless for the most part. But also I feel like you get what you expect to get. The placebo effect and stuff like that. If you expect to see horrifying things, you'll probably be horrified. I did really enjoy researching this and learning more about the history of Bloody Mary and finding out all kinds of facts about old historical figures that I'd never really heard anything about. I'd heard about Elizabeth Bathory. Somebody was talking about vampires once and mentioned her, so I'm sure that she's pretty well known, but it was fun doing research like this. So if you have a favorite urban legend or scary story or paranormal thing, let me know, because I'd like to turn this into a series. And if you want to see me paint something, then definitely leave a suggestion down in the comments, and I'll see if I can make it into a painting for one of these videos. That would be awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the painting, and all of the materials that I used are going to be in the description box below, and if you have any questions about anything I did, feel free to ask me. I'm always happy to share anything, if it's a technique or material. If I forget to mention anything in the description, then feel free to let me know and I'll add it. I hope you guys all have a happy and safe Halloween. Don't drink and drive, don't text and drive, but have a lot of fun otherwise. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!